Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Sun.
Logan Morrison has been red hot over the past 9 games, helping to lead the Rays' offensive resurgence. Today, Lomo faces a tough task as local Alonzo High product Jose Fernandez goes to the hill for the Marlins against Rays lefty Drew Smyly. This afternoon at Tropicana Field, more interleague baseball as the Citrus Series comes to a close. It will be the Miami Marlins and the Tampa Bay Rays wrapping up their 2-game set here in Tampa Bay after dividing 2 over in Miami. Hi again, everyone, with Todd Callis, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Well, all 3 of these games so far have been 1-run games. The Marlins have won 2 of the first 3, and so the Rays are trying to break even here in this Citrus Series, Todd.
Yeah, they are, and they have an outstanding pitching matchup today with Drew Smyly and Jose Fernandez. Fernandez has struggled here at Tropicana Field, a place where he watched his very first Major League game as a high schooler, and you can see what he has done his last 3. He's won 5 starts in a row. His last 3 particularly sharp. 3-0 with an 0.90 ERA, and has 31 strikeouts in those 3 starts. He has been on top of his game lately.
Came back from Tommy John surgery at the end of last year, so the Rays figure to have their hands full. But when you look at the career numbers, Jose Fernandez against the Rays 0-2 with a 5.79 ERA. Couple of outings for Drew Smyly against the Marlins in Miami. Picked up a victory pitching 6 innings in that one. The Rays are getting production from Logan Morrison for the first time in his career, back-to-back 3-hit games. And Rich Hollenberg examines this hot streak when we return.
In a game, just 6-16 when they don't, and a big reason they've gotten to 4+ in 10 of their last 11, the emergence of that man, Logan Morrison, and his night last night, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, really just a continuation of the emergence offensively of the Rays first baseman. You take a look at our Coors Light cold hard facts, and you see what we're talking about. Once the calendar flipped to May, Lomo's fortunes flipped as well. 373 this month with an on-base percentage of 492. He's had 3-hit games in the last week alone. Logan's worked really hard on getting the balls up in the strike zone, and his hitting coach Derek Shelton sees the hard work paying off.
Yeah, I think it's great. You know what? Honestly, I mean, he had a great road trip. I think what really started it was when we were back here. You know, he was still without a ribby, and he had a couple situations where he could have gone outside the zone. He didn't. He stayed in the zone, took his walks. I think that kind of locked him in. Really happy for him because he's been really good in the clubhouse. You know, he hasn't changed. He really didn't catch any breaks in April, and I thought we're starting to see the better player.
Morrison and the Rays have their work cut out for them in the Citrus Series finale. Jose Fernandez awaits with just under 4 minutes to go until first pitch. On the other side of this break, Dwayne Stats and Todd Callis will have the call. Rays look to fillet the fish on Fox Sports Sun next.
Six-year-old lefty Drew Smyly trots to the hill. He'll be squaring off against the Miami Marlins this afternoon, trying to get the Rays even here at the Trop with the Marlins, and in what will turn out to be the season series in the interleague play between these 2 clubs, 4 games. Right now the Marlins up 2-1. Starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Miami will have Danny Echeverria, the shortstop, leading off, followed by Martin Prado. Marcell Ozuna, red hot, hits third. Realmuto, the catcher, but the DH today is the cleanup hitter in front of Gillespie, Cole Gillespie in right field, Chris Johnson at first, Dietrich Rojas and Mathis left, second, and catch, rounding out Don Mattingly's lineup.
Drew Smyly will make start number 10 on the season. Went 6 1/3 in his last outing up in Detroit against his former team. His old battery mate James McCann from the University of Arkansas got him. Drew has started once against the Marlins, and that was at the end of last season and fared very well. Expect to see a lot of strikeouts today with these two guys, Smyly and Jose Fernandez, on the hill.
All set to play baseball, and Smyly delivers on the first pitch. There's a strike call by Gary Cederstrom, the veteran umpire, calling the balls and strikes today. Oh, 2. Echeverria with a couple of home runs, hitting .245. He had 2 hits last night and is out on strikes. Quick work by Smyly against Echeverria. A couple of fastballs and a breaking ball. He's out of there on strikes.
Take a look at the defense for the Rays, brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. A day off in the field for Evan Longoria as he's the DH, which means Corey Dickerson's in left, Taylor Motter, the versatile one's at third, and the outfield Geyer and Souza. The infield Miller, Pierce, and Morrison, and Casale behind the plate.
Martin Prado. And another strike pumped in there by Smyly. Up this time, and it's 1-1. One hop. Miller has it deflect off his glove and trickle into shallow left. That ball was hit hard, and Prado has a base hit.
Bullet by Prado, kind of a short hop for Miller, so it's a do or die play. Either you pick it clean or you don't, and he does not pick it clean. Not enough time to get it on the fly, as that short hop just off the thumb of the glove.
And here's Ozuna. Well, you talk about being red hot, and he has been tough on Rays pitching. Fouls it out of play. The Buick GMC big matchup for Ozuna, hitting .331 overall, and in his last 24 games, hitting .426. This one is down. You know, the Marlins are 6-1 this year against left-handed starting pitching. And Ozuna really is the one guy, Prado as well, but Ozuna's hitting .485 against left-handed pitching this year.
Kevin Cash said after the game last night, it doesn't matter how we shift him or shade him, it seems like he's always finding a hole. He hits the ball so hard, he's just locked in.
And he shoots this one through the right side. Has a base hit. Prado goes to second. Well, he had that big hit driving in 2 runs in the 3rd inning last night against the Shift when he hit it through the right side. He goes to the right side this time.
There's the opening with Pierce shaded towards the middle of the field, and the way Ozuna's using the whole field right now, just a lace line drive into right. If it feels like he never has a game off against the Rays, that's accurate. He's had a hit every time he's played Tampa Bay. 17 straight.
Realmuto, the DH today. First pitch is a strike. Couple of home runs and a .298 average. Fastball up is fouled back, 0-2. Smyly coming off Saturday's outing against Detroit. Gave up 3 runs in that game. Stairs 1-2. Smyly allowed 3 runs, 8 hits in 6 1/3 against the Tigers. Surrendered 2 home runs. He's given up 9 home runs this year in 9 starts. This is 10th, but those home runs all came in 4 starts. Used the fastball away to pick up his 2nd strikeout.
Drew shook off Curt Casali twice to the point where he stepped off the rubber. He knew he wanted to throw a fastball on that 1-2 pitch, and he put it in a perfect spot.
Two gone with runners at first and second. Cole Gillespie. He had 2 hits last night, drove in a run. To strike. Ultimately, the game's deciding run came in the 8th. He singled home the 4th run of the evening. Quick there, 0-2. You know, that's a 90, 91 mile per hour fastball, but because of his delivery, it's so much quicker than that.
He is getting so many swings and misses within the zone this year, by far the highest percentage of his career.
Count holds at 0-2.
Kind of using that changeup a little more this year. The curveball's still in play, obviously, a big pitch. But you're right, with that arm angle and the other secondary pitches, 92 can look about 3 or 4 miles an hour faster to hitters.
Into the dirt. Blocked there by Casali. Yeah, with the Tigers, a lot of fastball changeup combinations. That changeup's become, in terms of frequency, really his 4th pitch here. Takes the count to 2-2. Fastball that time. About the same spot, the count is full. The game last night for Gillespie, his first start since being recalled from New Orleans. That was on the 29th of April. Runners go. The pitch is skied to center. Geyer right there. So Gillespie out on the fly ball to center. 2-man left. Brandon Geyer, who caught that, will lead it off when we go to the bottom of the 1st. Rays lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Brandon Geyer leads it off, followed by Brad Miller, and then Evan Longoria, the DH today. Steve Pearce, Steven Souza Jr., and Logan Morrison down the middle. Corey Dickerson, Taylor Motter, and Kurt Casale, 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup.
Something with the sleeve on Jose Fernandez's arm is an issue for Gary Cederstrom, and he asked the right-hander to take that sleeve off his pitching arm. Fernandez making his 10th start of the year, has not won in his 2 starts here at Tropicana Field. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, has got a loopier breaking ball to the lefties and a tighter slider-like breaking ball to the righties.
This pitch, and Geyer fouls it back. The high fastball there, strike 1.
Also will mix up a lot of changeups when he faces lefties.
Down and away. The breaking pitch. It's 1-1. Fly ball lifted toward right center. And Gillespie makes the catch out there. Went in the mid-90s from Fernandez.
Taking a look at the Miami Marlins defense, brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. Derek Dietrich getting a start in the outfield and left. Marcell Ozuna in center. Cole Gillespie in right. Martin Prado at third. Danny Echeverria at short. Miguel Rojas over at second. Chris Johnson once again at first. And Jeff Mathis and Jose Fernandez, the battery mate today.
Brad Miller, strike 1. A lot of at-bats in this Rays lineup against Fernandez. 1-1. Evan Longoria, who's the DH today, has 5 at-bats against him, 1 of 5 with a home run. Miller takes this one for a ball. The fastball, it's 2-1. 3 balls and a strike.
You know, pitchers are such creatures of habit. They do certain things, warming up, certain times, getting ready to start. Probably a little disconcerting for Fernandez to lose that sleeve at the last second.
And he has had some issues here at the Trop. 0-2 in 2 previous starts. Giving up 9 runs, 6 earned. And the .579 earned run average. The chopper by the mound, charged by Rojas. Throw to first. That's not going to be in time. Rojas came in charging and then had to stop and wait for the hop. Miller has a base hit.
That's exactly right. He was charging hard and then saw he was going to get an in-between hop and then stopped. Watch him coming. Uh-oh. And that just split second he had to hesitate, waiting back for that last hop. Gave Brad Miller a chance to beat the throw.
Runner aboard with 1 out for Longoria. Haven't had that 10-game hitting streak, but is just 1 of 11 in the series with Miami. Pops it foul, out of play. Evan with 8 home runs this year. Rays all-time leader in home runs and runs batted in. Extra base hits. He got number 500 the other night. Sends a fly ball into right field. And Gillespie, who caught the ball hit by Geyer, grabs this one. So Longoria is the second out. And Steve Pearce, Rays second baseman, hitting cleanup. Rays hitting .239 as a team, and against right-handed pitching just .226. and away. It's a ball and no strikes. Sharply hit to second. Rojas right there. Rays are out in the first. They get a hit, leave a man onto the second inning. No score. Today's game broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network. Broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces, serving around the world on land and on ships at sea. We welcome and salute you. Hope you enjoy the telecast today. First pitch to Chris Johnson is a strike. Johnson, Dietrich, and Rojas coming up for the Marlins. Drew Smyly on the hill today for the Rays. Johnson hitting .211 overall. Broken bat, a roller to the right side. Pierce pushes his throw to Morrison. Well, that bat just exploded. About half of the barrel is out beyond the mound.
And watch this bat go right back at Drew Smyly. Smyly sees the ground ball on the right side, and then a little evasive tactic there to get out of the way of the barrel.
So one gone. Here's Derek Dietrich. Smyly 6 of 6 in the first pitch strike department to begin this game. The ball driven into deep center field. Geyer on the run, going to be over his head. He'll have to play it off the wall on a hop, and into second base goes Dietrich. It's his 9th double this year.
Brandon got a good jump on this ball, but just scalded to center field. Dietrich taking advantage, as you mentioned. He's been in the zone for the first pitch strike 7 of 7 times, and despite the good jump, not able to quite get there as it bounced up against the wall.
Marlins had a couple of men on in the first, left him at first and second. A runner at second, 1 out for Miguel Rojas. I want to know, Rays have seen Rojas at second base. He finished the year last year playing shortstop in the place of Echeverria. Spent about the last 3 weeks of the season playing short. 2-0. He's been a tough out too at the plate for the Rays in this Citrus series. Had 3 hits in the game Monday night in Miami. 2-1. Strike 2 call. Gary Cederstrom, who's umpired in 3 World Series, may favor the pitchers just a bit. Close to straight up. Line the other way, foul. Pitcher might be able to get a strike a little bit off the plate to a right-handed hitter. And up a little bit. Count still 2-2 to Rojas. Jeff Mathis, the catcher, is on deck. Rojas stepping back, making Smyly wait. Smyly's been all over the zone, in and out, up, and now another little foul ball. Pitch the breaking ball down. Take a look at this.
Another good AB. We saw Rojas early in the series, as you mentioned, with those 3 hits, tying his career high. 7 pitches this at bat, pushing Drew to 31 in the game. Getting a chance to play a little bit and making the most of it. He and Cole Gillespie following similar paths and now getting a chance to play in this Citrus series.
Runner takes off for third. The pitch is fouled. Dietrich timed Smyly pretty good and had a pretty good break off second. Smyly's attention redirected toward the hitter. Rojas having an extended at bat here. And again, a foul ball. How about this?
Drew's starting to get frustrated. He feels like he's making good pitch after good pitch, and Rojas is just spoiling them. He's seen pretty much everything in the arsenal thus far. About to see his 10th pitch.
The other thing about Rojas, when you think about his matchups here against left-handed pitching, he's been pretty good against lefties, and showing it here in this at bat. Line drive and a base hit into left. It'll be charged by Dickerson. Dietrich's going to try to score. The throw goes to the backstop. That means that Rojas is going to go all the way to third. Smyly was toward the front of the plate there as Dietrich got a full head of steam and scored. And when the throw sailed by Casale, Rojas winds up at third.
Now, I'm not sure what Drew was doing in that position. I don't know if he shielded Casale from seeing this throw, because he kind of jumps for it. And it's off the top of his glove. So Drew, in front of Kurt Casale, actually jumps for it, tips the throw, and that allows it to get past Casale.
And Rojas goes to third base, so it's a base hit and a run batted in. Moves to second on the throw, and to third on an error. It's going to be charged to Smyly for deflecting that ball away from Casale.
Yeah, that was very unusual to be in that position and then to try and go for the catch when it was heading right to the catcher.
Well, Mathis pops it up, a foul ball. Logan Morrison over there for it. Well, we mentioned that Rojas had been tough against lefties, and he continues that with that base hit to drive in a run. Here's Smyly now in front of the plate again.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. You either let it go through or you back up your catcher, but being right there in front of home plate, I'm not sure what was going on there.
There's a first pitch strike to Echeverria. Smyly and the Rays trying to limit the damage. Rojas is now 7 of 12 against left-handed pitching. Fly ball back into deep left down the line. Dickerson will go all the way back, and that one is out of here. Echeverria hits his 3rd home run of the year. Got enough loft to get it out, about 2 rows deep. And the Marlins take a 3-0 lead.
Smyly's curveball has been good. That one was down and in, and Echeverria just golfs it out of here. There you see it, kind of at the knees, and Echeverria able to get just enough to make it a 3-0 game with that home run.
Tenth home run given up by Smyly. Martin Prado looks at a strike. Line drive, and it's caught by Morrison at first base. Prado took it the other way. That retires the side. It's a 3-run inning, 3-0 Miami. Second inning. Rays players need your support to get to the 2016 MLB All-Star Game. Go to RaysBaseball.com/vote to submit your ballot for all of your favorite Rays players. You can vote up to 5 times every day. Go to RaysBaseball.com/vote now. Steven Souza Jr. opening the home half of the inning, waving through the first pitch. It's a strike. Souza Jr., Morrison, and Dickerson due up. One and one. One of the last things you wanted to do is give this guy a lead.
Yes, 3 runs for this guy is a lot more for other pitchers because he has been so good lately.
2.
The issue for Fernandez last inning with the sleeve was not that he had the sleeve on the right arm, it was that he didn't have the sleeve on the left arm. You have to be uniform. You either wear a sleeve on both or none at all, so he had to take it off for that first inning.
And the fastball runs by Souza Jr. in at 96. First strikeout of this game.
That is a firm fastball. Souza tried to get started early enough, but Fernandez with his first strikeout on that 96, as he said.
Logan Morrison. Logan, a big night last night. Was it a home run in the 6th inning, the 3rd hit of the night for Logan. Tell you how far he has come in a short period of time after that first 4, 5, 6 weeks of the season. His on-base percentage right now is higher than Evan Longoria's. It's a strike. 1 and 2.
That's that pitch you were talking about. Sometimes he gives it to righties. That time he gave it to Fernandez against the lefty. Just off a little bit, but close enough for Cedarstrom.
Foul the other way, out of play. Jose Fernandez, 23 years old, came back from Tommy John surgery. 6-1 last year and 11 starts, a little over 60 innings. He went down the year before after a little over 50 innings. Count still, a ball, 2 strikes.
He's animated out there too. You always know how he's feeling. He loves the game, plays with such a passion. Now going head to head with Logan Morrison, a guy he was teammates with his rookie season in 2013.
And there's a strike call. The breaking ball. Back-to-back strikeouts, one on the fastball and this one on the curveball.
So you see all that high octane, putting it right on the corners, and then he drops that curveball in at the knees. Morrison thought it would be outside and it broke over.
Well, Corey Dickerson is up now, hitting 180 on the year, and he takes a base hit the other way. He had a big vacancy over there, and he found it on the first pitch.
That's a good sign. That is really a good sign, Dwayne. We were talking about Dickerson before the game. He needed to get a start like this where he's got that whole left side of the infield and just lets the ball travel, a little barrel on it, not doing too much, not trying to yank it out to right field, and that's a solid base hit to left.
You know, that's a great approach because he swings so hard and so often, it's almost as if he's, I mean, you wouldn't be surprised if he hit one through the roof here.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's such an uppercut that he has when he's trying to hit a ball out. And his line drive percentage is way down this year compared to the rest of his career, which tells you that maybe an approach like what we just saw is in order for him to get things turned around offensively. Because he's strong enough, he's still going to hit the ball out. It's almost as if he doesn't have to have that uppercut and swing with all his might to get it out of here. He's going to hit home runs anyway. Motter takes the 2-0 pitch up the right side. That's a foul ball out of play. Taylor Motter now with a count of 2-1. Motter with a couple of home runs and his 4 hits since coming from the Durham Bulls. Young man out of Palm Beach Gardens. Fastball just off the plate. And Fernandez did not get that call from Cedarstone. Pop up. Fernandez starts to go after it, and here comes Johnson in from first base to make the catch. Reds get a base hit, leave that man. On to the third, 3-0. Sun is brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. And by the Florida Department of Transportation. Drive sober or get pulled over. Marcell Ozuna leading off the third, taking the first pitch for a ball. Pitch is high. Smyly touched for 3 runs in the second inning, and he really seemed to become, I don't know if disheveled is the right word, but affected in some way on that extended at bat by Miguel Rojas.
And that was a frustrating AB for him. 10 pitch at bat, and the rest of the inning went downhill.
A strike, 3-1. Back, gets another high strike. This one below the upper reaches, but still up. Fly ball, short right, Souza Jr. 1 away. One out, base is empty. Muto up here now. He struck out his first time. The designated hitter. And he misses a fastball for a strike. By him at 91. 0-2.
Yeah, back-to-back swings and misses on the fastball. Second one more elevated. That's what Drew's been doing more with the Rays than he ever did in his Tigers career. Elevated fastballs.
A chop charged by Stephen Pierce. He throws him out. A little toss over to Morrison. 2 up, 2 down.
Number 28,
Cole Gillespie. Gillespie. A fly ball into center field to end the first, leaving 2 men aboard. Ball, no strikes. Two and nothing.
Yes.
Smyly, a rapid worker. He's behind 3-0 in the count, but he'll want to deliver the next pitch almost as soon as he gets the ball back from his catcher. And that's ball 4. Gives up a 2-out walk.
number 12, Chris Johnson.
Gets Chris Johnson up there. He'll have a new bat this time. Smyly broke Johnson's bat in the 2nd inning. Really did more than just break it. He blew it up. Pitch is fouled out of play. One strike. Johnson 0 for 4 last night with a sacrifice and 3 strikeouts. Runner takes off. The pitch is fouled. Gillespie had a pretty good jump right there.
He did. He timed up Smyly. Don't even know if Drew looked over there and had probably the base stolen had it not been fouled off.
I really think that was the case with Dietrich at second base last inning. I don't even think Drew checked him back there because he had a great jump off second. Out of play. Count remains 2 strikes. Smyly can be difficult to run on. I mean, he's a guy who will pick you off. Haven't seen that yet today. Now the runner goes on that pitch. A breaking ball down and in. Boy, he picked a good pitch. Pitch down. Let's take a look.
You look at
that
this
secondary lead.
Exactly right. Good secondary lead. As soon as that ball's in the dirt, Gillespie's gone. Kirk did a pretty good job keeping the ball right in front of him, but Cole with a great read.
4th wild pitch of the year charged to Drew Smyly. So now with 2 outs, Miami with a man in scoring position. Smyly just challenged Johnson with a fastball down the middle that time. Up a little bit. He fouled it back. Fly ball left field. That has some carry and is out of here. A breaking ball. And Chris Johnson hits his 2nd home run of the year to make it a 5-0 game.
Echeverria got him on the curveball, and this time Chris Johnson does the same. Smyly a pitch away from getting out of the inning, and instead, all of a sudden, the lead is up to 5. Here you see the curveball. Johnson goes down and gets it.
And there's a pitch to Dietrich in there for a strike. Now, the recent issue for the Rays has been lack of innings from a rotation that they thought would be solid, and it has not been.
It's the most surprising part of this season. Obviously, the offense has been a pleasant surprise this month, but on the whole, the offense hasn't been extraordinary after a tough April. But the most surprising aspect of this Rays team has been the lack of innings from that starting four.
As a result, the Rays have an 8-man bullpen. They're playing a man short on the bench for that very reason. It's a ball, 2 strikes. Strikes him out swinging. Dietrich retired. 2-run score on the Johnson home run. Jose Fernandez. The Toyota inside look. He was at Alonzo High School at the age of 15. By 2013, the Rookie of the Year in the National League. He faces Kurt Casale. Fernandez out of Santa Clara, Cuba. And there's some of his time in high school for the Ravens.
2 state titles. Jose Fernandez, his sophomore year and his senior year. Really learned English over there at Alonzo when they were talking to him during that sophomore year about pitching in a state title game. He really wasn't phased at all. And after so many attempts, it took him 4 tries to get to the States from Cuba. You can understand why. He has a lot of confidence on the mound.
It's a ball and 2 strikes. It puts things in perspective for you in a hurry.
Yes, and he had to save his mom on that final trip that was successful. She fell into the water and he had to dive in and save her. So pitching has been kind of his savior from a lot of distractions in life, and he is obviously happy to be here in Tampa again and St. Petersburg pitching today. But when he grew up here in Tampa, his first big league game, and this is the place where he started watching baseball.
2-2 lifted toward right center. Ozuna's there to make the catch. So that's the first out here in the bottom of the 3rd. A lot of Florida ties around here. Rich Hollenberg has more on that.
There certainly is, Dwayne. It wouldn't be the Citrus Series without talking about all the Florida ties in this game today. 11 total players. The Rays have 7, the Marlins have 4, and 6 of those guys are starting today. Brad Miller out of Orlando, Steve Pearce from Lakeland, Taylor Motter from the West Palm Beach area. That's just for the Rays. And of course, you just mentioned Fernandez, but also Chris Johnson and Jeff Mathis are from the Florida area. So we see Brandon Guyer send this one out, guys.
Yeah, Guyer responds to that mid-90s fastball and hits it out of here. That's his 6th home run of the year, and a scramble for the souvenir out there in the stands as Brandon Guyer gets the Rays on the board.
What a season for Guyer so far. Just towards Memorial Day weekend, Guyer ambushes an inside fastball and drives it deep to left field. He knows Fernandez has been getting ahead of the counts, and that was a well-struck baseball to left.
That's 95 in he turned on. And Brad Miller takes the ball. It's been a great run for Brandon Guyer, who's making the start today in center field, leading off. 1-1 now. We started in all 3 outfield positions and DH. Now Miller back at 3rd. That's a foul ball. He cued that one off the bat, and it's 1-2. Guyer been on base 17 of his last 18 games, hitting a little over 330 in that span. So he continues to be pretty amazing and get great at bats.
Got to be quick with the hands to get to that inside fastball and pull it, drive it the way he did.
Miller lifts a popper short center, and Echeverria handles that one, the shortstop.
Kind of the bad news, good news with Jose Fernandez down 5-0 is his 5-game winning streak, his last 5 starts. He hasn't had more than 5 runs to work with in any of those victories. So seems to be a driver's seat position for him. But we're still in the 3rd inning. You get 1 here, maybe get a 2 spot somewhere else. You're not going to get 5 back in all likelihood in 1 inning against this guy.
Yeah, and if you get down 4, 5, 6 runs, you'd rather be down early. Give you a lot more time to try to come back. The Rays down by 4 right now, 5-1. Here's Evan Longoria. Evan fouls it. Pretty good cut at that fastball. The fastball was in, however, in 97. Pretty good location from a hitter's point of view, but with that high velocity, then that sometimes allows you to get away with the pitch. Back with another one. We're just challenging Longoria here with the hard stuff.
I think Longoria loves when he goes up against the game's best. I think he really not only accepts the challenge, but looks forward to the challenge.
Another one up. He just ratcheted it up in these 3 pitches. And then that. I mean, 3 high octane fastballs and then the breaking ball to get him on strikes. Rays get a run on Geyer's home run. We're through 3. It's 5-1 Miami. Brandon Geyer, we go to the 4th. Miguel Rojas, who had that long at bat in the 2nd inning, takes a strike on a pitch in the upper part of the zone, maybe even out of the zone. Strike 1. Got a 10-pitch at bat, then came up with a base hit to drive in a run and wound up at 3rd. Went to 2nd on the throw toward the plate, and then for some reason Drew Smyly was in front of the plate and deflected the ball away from Casali, and it went to the backstop. That allowed Rojas to go to 3rd. A 2-strike count. Line drive into right. That's going to stay up long enough, and Souza Jr. runs under it to make the catch. Well, we've seen that Rojas can put the bat on the ball.
Number 6, Jeff Mathis.
Souza may have lost that in the bank of lights for a minute. Able to make the play. Now, Rojas has been impressive. We haven't had a chance to see much of him, but in this series, puts the ball, sprays the ball to all fields, and hits the ball pretty hard.
Jeff Mathis fouled out to first in the 2nd inning. 1 strike to count. Smyly ahead on the curveball. And now it's 0-2.
Rich mentioned all the Florida ties. We talked about Jose Fernandez winning his state titles for Alonso. Jeff Mathis won a Florida State championship for Mariana. He beat Florida Air Academy, who had Prince Fielder on that team in the championship game in 2009.
Smyly thought he had the strikeout there, and that's a ball, a fastball, called out of the zone by Gary Cedarstrom. Here it is. Foul back. Another fastball. Yeah, I think we're seeing a frustrated Drew Smyly out there right now. And there's strike 3 call. He went up. Got the strikeout, got the call. And Drew's not happy with the way things have gone.
No, he has been. You can see why. And part of it is the pitch count per inning. And that third inning was up to 25, but that second inning, half of those pitches were in the Miguel Rojas at bat. And that's the at bat that really kind of changed things for Drew.
Echeverria hit the home run in the second inning. Fouls a fastball. He homered off the curveball, as did Chris Johnson. Now he pushes the bunt. Smyly off the mound, and the throw to first in time for a 1-2-3 inning. Steve Pearce will open the bottom of the fourth when we pick up play in what is a 5-1 game. The Rays home half of the fourth coming. Take a look at our greater coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. Seems as if this is a daily Jackie Bradley Jr. report with that 29-game hitting streak and his .415 average. He is gunning for Dom DiMaggio, who has the all-time Red Sox hitting streak record at 34. And a 29-game hitting streak for Bradley Jr. They're home, the Red Sox, tonight against Colorado. Steve Pearce leads off here, and the count is 1-1. The Red Sox 2 games up over Baltimore in the East. 6.5 in front of the Yankees. 7 up on the Blue Jays, 7 up on the Rays.
Do you know the Red Sox have the American League leader in hits in the month of May, and he's not named Jackie Bradley Jr.?
That seems impossible.
Right?
Yep.
Xander Bogaerts, 39 hits in May, 18-game hitting streak, and because of what Bradley Jr. is doing, you don't hear as much about Bogaerts.
No, there's the batting race, and you've got 3 Red Sox in the top 5. It's fouled up the right side. Bogaerts left the game in the 8th inning with an injury to his right thumb. That came on a tag play, and so they're just checking that on a day-to-day basis. Pearce rolls it to second. Rojas throws him out. So 1 away in the fourth. You know, the Yankees are coming in. You know, there was some question about Alex Rodriguez, you know. For the longest, the Yankees and their manager, Joe Girardi, had said when he was ready to play, they would not send him out to AAA on a rehab. Well, they didn't send him to AAA. They sent him to AA Trenton. And then they sent him out there, and Girardi indicated they had no plans to play him Friday when the Yankees come here to open a weekend series. He had a couple of at-bats apparently at Trenton. Felt pretty good. Left early to beat the traffic back to New York. And he may be activated and might see action here over the weekend, despite all of the disclaimers otherwise.
They have a day game today, a late afternoon game, 4 o'clock against the Blue Jays. And then into the Tampa Bay area, St. Pete over the weekend.
Souza chases the curveball. So 2 up and 2 down. Boy, with that high-octane fastball and then that great breaking pitch. That's tough.
That's the tighter of the two. He kind of has 2 breaking balls. You can almost call one a slider and one a curve. That's more of the power curve that could almost be called a slider. He loops that curve a little more to lefties, but that is a nasty pitch.
Morrison takes it the other way and drops a base hit in there. First pitch fastball, and he hits it the other way.
See the little exchange after the hit between Morrison and Fernandez. Fernandez just tipped his cap to Lomo because he felt like he made a good pitch. That Morrison, who's hitting everything right now, just sent into left field. Here you see it. That is a pitcher's pitch. Outer half on the knees, and Lomo, as good as he's going right now, still finding a way to line this in the left. Well, look at him yell over there, say, "I see ya." And then a tip of the cap later.
Corey Dickerson, who singled to the opposite side his first time. That's one down, 1 ball, no strikes. We're talking about that then. His stroke with that base hit in the second inning. Perhaps a little different approach, which you think might make some sense. Well, that one down and in, and the big cut.
What's interesting in that first at bat with Dickerson is after the inning was over, Fernandez gathered both Echeverria and Rojas, the middle of the infield, and they chatted on the way to the dugout. So I was curious if Jose did not want to see the shift the next time up with Dickerson, and this time they're playing more of a straight up defensive alignment. Still shaded on the left, but not shifted like they were the last time.
It's a ball and 2 strikes. Jose Fernandez, this year his home and road numbers are comparable. That has not always been the case. There's a liner and a base hit into center. Down to second base goes Morrison. On a breaking ball, and Dickerson on that one lines it into center. Some good signs out of the Rays left fielder DH.
That was actually a pretty tight curveball there, and you're right, Dwayne. I mean, Dickerson could have a sac fly to right and a home run into the upper tank in right, the Rays tank, and maybe not as great a sign as what we've seen today with his first 2 at bats. Base hit to left and base hit to left center.
Yeah, I think those are great signs because he's going to hit home runs. He doesn't have to try to hit home runs. He can hit home runs. And those 2 at bats are encouraging. Now Taylor Motter. Checked on the breaking ball. You know, those are the kinds of at bats. I mean, Morrison hit a great pitch. He's just that hot for the base hit. And Dickerson with a good at bat. You know, those are things you hope you can do against a guy as good as Jose Fernandez, to chip away, get a run or 2 here and there, and get right back in it. The Rays down 5-1 in the bottom of the 4th right now.
Yeah, this is a good shot for the Rays. Taylor Motter with a hitter's count 2-0. You're not going to get many big opportunities against Fernandez.
He was quick with that one and a check swing. Fastball in the mid-90s, miss. It's 3-0. That's a strike. Fernandez got the strike up, and Cedarstrom has consistently called that pitch up there. In fact, he's gone up out of the zone on a couple pitches that have been called strikes up there. Those have almost been like those, those old-time American League umpiring calls when they use the balloon chest protector outside, and you get more called strikes up. 3-1 to count on Taylor Motter. Mathis and Fernandez want to get together in this situation. Marlins giving Fernandez a 5-0 lead. The Rays got one of those back on the home run by Geyer. Now a 2-out threat in the fourth. And Motter up in the count. There's ball 4. He threw him the curveball 3-1 and gives up the walk. The bases are loaded for Kurt Casale. Well, the Rays, with 2 outs, suddenly get the potential tying run to the plate with a guy who gets his pitch strong enough to hit it out. 5 home runs for Kurt Casale this year. Fernandez out of the windup now, and he misses down and away with a curveball. Upstairs, rushed a little bit there with the fastball, missed up. Davis is going to go out and have a word with him. You could see Jose Fernandez come out of his delivery a little bit there and miss up.
Yeah, both the windups, out of the windups to Casale. I think that's exactly right, Dwayne, and I think Nieves saw that. Just a little hurried in his delivery. You know, he's acutely aware of his record inside Tropicana Field. He wants to get that turned around in the worst way. He's got a 5-1 lead to work with. It's a big spot for him.
He's 0-2 here with a 5.79 earned run average. And a swing and a miss at the fastball. Nieves got him back on track, it would appear. Pops him up right side. Foul ball, and it's caught by Johnson. Got the fastball in on it. Rays leave him loaded. 5-1 Miami. Into the 5th inning, Rays had the bases loaded. Casale fouled out on that fastball. And the little chirping going on back and forth here. It didn't appear that Casale said anything, Todd.
No, I think Jose Fernandez was talking to somebody in the Rays dugout, not sure who, and then Casale turned around and heard it. Jose said, "I'm not talking to you." We told you Jose plays with a passion, rarely duplicated. Kurt didn't know what was going on. Fernandez talking to somebody in the Rays dugout. 5th inning baseball. Marlins lead 5-1. Martin Prado leads things off. Prado 1 for 2 in this game as he takes a strike from Drew Smyly. 1-1. Single in the first, also lined out to Logan Morrison to end the second. On the ground to his left, Motter, nice play. And the Rays' third baseman filling in for Evan Longoria today, making the play for the first out.
Well, we've heard and now seen and talked about Motter and his ability to play all over the place. Primarily this year shortstop in Durham. Last year shortstop, right field. He can play all 3 outfield positions. And it would seem all of the infield positions as well, and moved very nicely there from his third base perch to make that play.
Marcell Ozuna takes a called strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Ozuna 1 for 2. He also had a base hit in the first inning. That hit gave him 39 in the month of May. That is tied with both the aforementioned Xander Bogaerts with the Red Sox and Daniel Murphy, who have 39 apiece in this month. Taylor Motter last night at shortstop, Dwayne.
Well, we saw that play moving to his right, and then The stop was impressive enough, but the urgency with which he unloaded that throw, got up, made the throw, an accurate throw, that I think even more impressive than the stop.
Just misses the zone. 3-2.
Ozuna has played in this Citrus Series like a man on a mission, and apparently has played that way all year, and especially this month. Came into this game hitting .427 for the month.
No, that was a big project. He was the one guy. Not that Barry Bonds hasn't helped other guys in this lineup, he has, but he was the one guy that Bonds really worked with all season, spring training, getting ready for the season. We mentioned Ozuna during that hitting streak earlier this year, using Barry's bats. Seems like it's been working out for him as he loops one towards Steve Pearce for the second out. So 2 away here in the 5th inning. Keep your splash down. Supplies cool with a special Rays backpack cooler presented by Pepsi. Fans will receive the backpack cooler when the Rays face the Yankees Saturday, May 28th. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com today. Rays up. We got those yesterday, Dwayne.
They are very good looking. That young man right there is already cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good looking and very functional.
I think your backpack cooler can come into multiple usages, including tonight possibly for Game 7. Take that backpack cooler out, enjoy a little hockey. Lightning in Pittsburgh as Drew Smyly misses up and in. It's 1-1. I'm sure there's tons of places to watch the game tonight. Always enjoy day baseball when you can also enjoy a big-time NHL playoff game later that night. Here's a fly ball to left field. Dickerson in front of the track, and he puts it away. We are through 4.5, and the Rays trail 5-1. Moment, another Citrus Series walk-off. This one May 28, 2013. Desmond Jennings line drive over first. That RBI single scoring Kelly Johnson, giving the Rays a 7-6 victory, and the celebration was on. Today the Rays need to come from behind against Jose Fernandez with Brandon Guyer at the plate and taking a called strike. 0-1. Guyer's accounted for the Rays' lone run with a home run in the 3rd inning. Hard curveball away. It's 1-1. We mentioned the background for Fernandez being the Tampa kid, and Kevin Cash saw Jose at a very young age. Cash, as a major leaguer, used to work out at Fernandez High School, Alonzo High. The Alonzo head baseball coach, Landy Fado, used to be an assistant when Cash was at Gaither High. There's a swing and a miss for another strikeout. 5 strikeouts for Jose Fernandez. First out here in the 5th.
Now Guyer hit a home run off the fastball in the 3rd, 95, and he missed that one. That was up 97-98. Fernandez a little extra gas on that one.
Infield hit in 2 at bats for Brad Miller as he misses that curveball. 0-1.
Got to be ready for the fastball. He throws you that first pitch curveball, and good luck with that.
One and 1 to count. Rays the only American League team currently in action. As we mentioned, the Yankees and Blue Jays start about an hour and a half. The tougher late night arrivals will be for the other 2 AL East teams tonight, as Baltimore and Boston play night games and then have travel. Evan Longoria on deck. Baltimore's in Houston, night game, and then they'll play a series beginning in Cleveland tomorrow. Swing and a miss for Brad Miller. Strikeout number 6 for Jose Fernandez. A couple of strikeouts here in the 5th.
That's the hard curveball. Maybe the hardest one he's thrown all day. He started him with a curveball, finished him with a curveball. A lot of heat in between.
Rays had a great threat in the 4th inning. Bases loaded situation. And Curt Casali ahead of the count 2-0. A mound visit from pitching coach Juan Nieves, and a couple of pitches later, Casali popped up in foul territory to end the inning. And then Fernandez and the Rays dugout with a little exchange at the end of the inning. That's a called strike, 1-1 to Longoria. Well, and Fernandez was a sophomore in high school. Used to watch Longo in his 2nd year at the big league level here at Tropicana Field. Inside, it's 2-1.
Yeah, that's 96, 97 in right there.
See the hits. Morrison and Dickerson, a couple of lefties back to back with 3 of the Rays' 5 hits. That is a swing and a miss. It's 2-2. The shortstop Echeverria into left field. Evan Longoria with a 2-out base hit.
Well, they're playing good old country hardball right there. A couple of fastballs. Longoria missed him. Fastball, and he singles into left with this one. We referenced his home and away record. You know, coming in, he's 21-1 at home.
Yeah, unbeatable.
And with a 164, 7-10 on the road for his career, 365 earned run mark. And those numbers have evened out a little bit this year so far. 4-1 at home and 2-1 on the road. That's the career number right there.
21-1. Well, think about this. Today's his 57th start of his career, and the Rays are still the only team to have beaten him twice. Well, those NL East teams got a few cracks at him, and Tampa Bay remains the only team that has defeated Jose Fernandez twice in his career. Pierce did not like that call. I thought it was inside. It's now 1-2.
Starts inside, breaks toward the plate, and close enough, says Gary Cederstrom.
Tries to hold up, but he goes around on the breaking ball, and that'll do it. Fernandez strikes out the side, a hit in the mix. Rays trail 5-1. Game summary. Marlins with a 3-run 2nd inning. Miguel Rojas with a base hit to left. That would score the 1st run. That was a 10-pitch at bat. Smyly trying to cut off the throw, deflects it away, and then a couple of batters later, curveball sent over the wall in left field by Adeiny Echeverria. That made it 3-0. Then Chris Johnson the following inning also on a curveball makes it 5-0 with another 2-run home run. And the Rays would get one back with Brandon Guyers. 6th home run of the year, a solo shot in the 3rd, and that's where we stand. 5-1 heading into the 6th. And the Marlins will have Cole Gillespie leading things off. Count is 1-1 to Gillespie. It'll be Gillespie, Chris Johnson, Derek Dietrich. 5, 6, and 7 in the Marlins lineup. Miami will head to Atlanta after this game. Take on the Braves over the weekend. Here's a pop-up on the right side. Logan Morrison and Steve Pearce And it's Pierce who calls off Lomo for the first out.
You know, speaking of the Braves, there's Ryan Garten up in the bullpen for the Rays. With Smyly approaching the mid-90s in pitch count. The Braves are 2-19 at home this year.
Is that amazing?
I mean,
2-19.
They knew that it was a rebuilding and they were going to struggle, but I just can't imagine that they thought it would be this bad.
Tried to pull a breaking ball and ground it to third. Did Chris Johnson, and Taylor Motter, another nice play, 2 away. Yeah, it is a really tough year so far in Atlanta. The one team in the NL East, everybody thought Atlanta and Philly would be vying for last place in that division, and the Phillies have been the big surprise so far, probably in baseball. They have a negative run differential, but they're still comfortably
5 games over 500, 2 games out.
Derek Dietrich, the batter. Don Mattingly trying to win the Citrus Series here in his first foray in this battle between the Florida teams. Every game has been a 1-run game so far of the first 3. Rays trailing today 5-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, 1-2. All-time Citrus Series head-to-head has the Rays on top. Even if they lose this season series, they will still be 1 game on top. Monday night was contest number 100. Ground ball right side. Logan Morrison needs help from his pitcher Smyly, and Drew gets there just in time for the final out in the 6th inning. So back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings for the Rays left-hander. And we head to the bottom of the 6th. The Rays, well, they're going to take an extra beat here for Don Mattingly to see. And Don says, let's go. We don't need to review this one. So we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning as Drew Smyly beats Derek Dietrich to the bag. And the Rays trail 5-1.
Rays Golden League members who entered
Draft Room exclusively for Rays season ticket holders blends hospitality and comfort while offering local craft beers and themed signature food items. Tropicana Field's newest destination area is exclusively for Rays season ticket holders. The Republic Bank Draft Room. Call 888-FAN-RAYS for more information. Steven Souza takes a called strike. 0-1. Souza looking to make contact against Jose Fernandez. A couple of strikeouts. 2 of the 7 picked up by Jose so far. We had the former Devil Ray second baseman Miguel Cairo in the Republic Bank Draft Room last night signing autographs.
One of the originals.
How about it?
Yep.
Always good to see the alumni around town. And next year, I think we'll see a lot more of the former Rays and Devil Rays make appearances because, believe it or not, Dwayne, we are almost in season 20 of Tampa Bay Devil Rays and Rays baseball history. 1-2 pitch outside corner. Fernandez has been nasty against Souza today.
Yeah, I threaded the needle on the corner at 98 with that fastball. How's that? Take a look at this. He's working it to the corner. Strike 3 call.
You gotta love watching Fernandez, whether you're a Rays fan or a Marlins fan. Obviously, the Miami fans enjoy it a little more, but he's such a competitor. Ground ball to the right side, nicely played there by Miguel Rojas for the second out. And you can always tell exactly what's going on in his mind. Doesn't hide back his emotions. Acknowledges Logan Morrison and Evan Longoria when they get hits, but so far he's been pretty solid today.
Did a nice job on Rojas at second base on that ground ball by Morrison. Had the range to his left. He got over there, reaching down a little off balance when he made the pickup. But he knew he had time. He knew who was running. regained his balance, took his time, and made that nice little flip. So a nice play. He's been a nice player. He's been impressive here in this Citrus Series.
Trying to stay loose after that play. Marlins have their share of injuries. We have not seen Christian Yelich in this entire Citrus Series. He did get credited for a game played, even though he might have just been a decoy on deck in that one game down in Miami. He's been pretty much in that hoodie sweatshirt the whole series. And then Giancarlo Stanton hasn't played in these 2 games here at Tropicana Field. You consider this 2 separate series or an extended home and home series? I guess you could look at it either way. It's kind of, you're playing the same team. You got the same umpiring crew.
It's a hybrid series.
You're in the same state. There you go. There you saw Giancarlo. But yeah, the guys who have had a chance to play with Giancarlo out and Yelich out, Cole Gillespie, Miguel Rojas, done some damage. One of the reasons why the Marlins are leading 5-1 and have already won 2 out of 3 games in this series. Breaking ball fouled away. 2-2. We've been impressed with Corey Dickerson so far today. He hasn't hit the ball 450 feet, but better yet, he has hit the ball on a line to left field and to left center. And that is a good sign for the future for this big left-handed hitter. That time, Fernandez puts one right on the outer half of the plate. Dickerson unable to catch up. Strikeout number 9 for the right-hander out of Tampa. And we are through 6 innings here at Tropicana Field with the Marlins leading the Rays 5-1. On Fox Sports Sun is brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by your Southern Chevy dealers. 7th inning baseball, Jose Fernandez and the Marlins leading 5-1. And for the Rays, a new pitcher making his major league debut out of Mitchell High School, Ryan Garten. And once again, here's Dwayne's stats.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. And there is Ryan Garten. 14 appearances at Durham, 1-0 with a .238 earned run average. Young man born in Clearwater, and as you mentioned, went to high school in Newport Richey at Mitchell High School. This is Miguel Rojas, and the first pitch is a fastball, and it's a called strike. So the first pitch of his major league career, a fastball in there for strike 1. Rojas 1 for 2, drove in a run and scored a run in the 3-run second. And there's another strike, 0-2. Garten's 26 years old, working in relief at Durham, spent last year at the AA level at Montgomery. Way high, something extra on that 0-2 fastball, and to be expected here.
He is amped up, just like Fernandez came into Tropicana Field as a kid, watched a lot of Devil Rays and Rays games, and getting a chance to pitch in his debut at the home stadium.
Ball 2 down, 2-2. Garten pitched collegiately on the other coast at Florida Atlantic University. One of the things the Rays liked about him in this particular situation at this time of the year is that he can give them extended innings. Foul ball outside of first. In one outing this year in which he pitched as many as 4. Another one a little over 2 innings. And the Rays needing, well, they got 6 innings from Smyly today, but needing innings. Not getting as many from the rotation as they would like. Pumps another fastball in there and hit 94 with that one.
It was good to see Drew lock it in after what was a difficult first 2 2/3 innings, after that home run that made it 5-0, Drew did not allow a hit or a walk to the next 10 batters. Overall, he'll be frustrated, but at least a good finish to his day.
2-2 and a ground ball. That's grabbed there by Miller in the throw to first. Nice play by Miller, scrambling to his left to retire Miguel Rojas. 1 up and 1 down. Let's check in now with Emily Austin. Emily?
Dwayne, an update on Brad Boxberger. He made his 5th rehab assignment for Double-A Montgomery last night. He struck out 1 and allowed a double, throwing 22 pitches. Kevin Cash said he'll pitch again for the Biscuits tomorrow, which may be his final rehab assignment, assuming there are no setbacks. There's a really good chance Boxberger will be activated Sunday or Monday. I'm sure the Rays will be more than happy to have him back in the pen.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have him in the mix out there, because there's some tired arms in the bullpen, and leading that charge would be Erasmo Ramirez, and it has given an opportunity here for Tyler Sturdivant the last couple games, and today Ryan Garten making his major league debut. He's ahead of Mathis. Jeff Mathis, the veteran catcher. Count is 1-2.
We mentioned it yesterday with Sturdivant, and you can say the same thing about Garten. So many different paths to the major leagues, and you really appreciate it for Ryan Garten, all the trials and tribulations to get to this point.
Ground ball for Pierce. Came off the breaking ball. Well, Garten was a non-roster invitee this spring, and you know, if you've been in the minor leagues for a while and you get that call, that's an exciting development in your career, because you finally get to show the major league evaluators what you can do firsthand. 2 ground ball outs, and now it's Echeverria. Line drive going to be over the head of Pierce and into right center. Souza Jr. makes the pickup. So Echeverria goes after the first pitch fastball and lines a single.
When you think about, as you take a look at Echeverria, fastball that had pretty much the middle of the plate, and Echeverria strokes it into right. You think about the 2 paths of the guys that are in the game now. Jose Fernandez, stud in high school, 1st round draft pick, 14th overall, rookie of the year at age 20. That's the exception. Here's Ryan Garten. Went to Mitchell High School after he was done his Mustangs career, ended up at FAU, 34th round draft pick, earning everything along the way. And as you mentioned, getting that first invite to spring training, now all of a sudden you're on the radar, and now he is making his big league debut with a lot of family watching.
Martin Prado taking the fastball for a strike. Now he's getting into that part of the Miami lineup, maybe the 2 toughest hitters they have in the lineup today, and Prado and Ozuna. He'd just like to finish it here with Prado. That little popper foul back of the dugout. So a 2-strike count. Two ground ball outs, then the line base hit by Echeverria. 2 strikes the count. It in 1-2. As we've discussed before on Prado, one of the best contact hitters in the game.
Is that a cross up? For whatever reason, Kurt went out to make sure they were on the same page there. Unusual with a 1-2 count and 2 outs and nobody on second base.
Breaking ball and just missed. It's 2-2. Well, if it was a cross-up, the pitch in, a pretty nice job then to come back with the breaking ball, and he just missed with it. Back in at first base, Echeverria. First major league inning for Ryan Garten. Prado on 2-2, fouls it outside of third. Smyly worked 6, gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He walked 1, struck out 4. Made 100 pitches, surrendered a home run to Echeverria and 1 to Chris Johnson. There's a ground ball headed to second. Pierce up with it. So 3 ground ball outs thrown by Garten. They leave a man. 7th inning stretch time, 5-1 Miami. Game summary, it's 5-1. The Marlins scored 3 of those runs in the second inning. 2 coming on a home run by Adeiny Echeverria. Chris Johnson's 2-run homer in the third made it 5-0, and the Rays got a run on Brandon Geyer's 6th home run of the year. Taylor Motter opens the bottom of the 7th. Fouls that first pitch fastball away. Strike 1. Motter's been on once. He walked in the 4th inning. Drawing the only walk given up by Jose Fernandez today. Fernandez at 96 pitches right now. It's 1-1. So the Rays had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the 4th inning. And not much else in the way of a threat. 1-2.
You were hoping it wasn't the case at the time, but you thought, wow, that was a really good opportunity against a guy that won't give up many opportunities. And he's been pretty solid the last few innings. He's now retired 8 out of 9.
And strike 3 called on that fastball at 97. Moves into double figures. mlb.tv Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit mlb.tv for details. And there's a first pitch strike to Curt Casali. 3 strikeouts in the 5th for Fernandez. 2 more in the 6th. And a strikeout to begin the 7th. 1-1 to count on Casali.
He has gone as many as 117 pitches this year. See where he is at the end of this inning.
2-1.
You know Jose was really looking forward to this start for a number of reasons. He's on a roll right now and pitching at home, trying to get his first W at the Trop.
Ooh, how about that breaking ball?
Unfair.
That was a right angle turn right there on that curveball.
He is sensing the finish line and trying to cross through in a strong fashion.
Long one, but foul. How do you get out in front of a 98-mile-per-hour fastball? That's what he did and fouled it.
It's the 13th time he's been in double digits, including 3 of his last 4 starts. And that other start where he didn't hit double digits of the last 4, he had 9 against the Nationals at home.
And he strikes out Casali. A fastball right by him. That's strikeout number 11.
Take a look at some of these strikeouts for Jose Fernandez. He's gotten Souza 3 times today. There's that breaking ball nasty on the outer half against Logan Morrison, and then it breaks away from Evan Longoria. 11 in all. He has been on a roll with the strikeouts lately. 42 now in his last 4 starts, including whatever else he picks up today.
And there's the breaking ball to start Geyer. He hit a home run on a fastball in the 3rd. Struck out on a fastball in the 5th. Two strikeouts on the fastball here in the 7th. Both in the 6th were on fastballs. Struck out the side in the 5th inning, 1 on a fastball and then 2 on breaking pitches. A couple of curveballs. And now he's 2-1 with Geyer. 95 plus, 40 pitches today.
Ooh, that's a tough one. When you've got a pitcher who is as good as Jose Fernandez and you give him that strike, it's next to it. I mean, this one's almost at the elbow of Geyer. I'm not sure if that got a piece of the plate.
That one is wide. So the count is full. And a cut and a miss on the curveball. Strikes out the side for the 2nd time in this game. Rays Baseball on Fox Sports Sun is brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By Kubota. For more information, go to Florida, KubotaDealers.com. And by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers.
That was not the speed of my commute coming into the Trop today.
No, but we had the great opportunity to be in your presence while you were behind the wheel for an extended period.
Late night driving with the Rays.
Late night driving with the Rays. We had everything except video highlights. And it was very pleasant.
Did a little road trip in the
We did, yeah.
middle of this Miami-Tampa Bay series.
Ron Garten back to work in the 8th inning. And the fastball from the right-hander is high as he faces Marcell Ozuna. This one is wide. Well, Fernandez struck out the side in the 7th inning, has a dozen strikeouts. David Phelps is up in the Marlins bullpen. I had those strikeouts evenly divided, the strikeout pitch. 6 on the curveball and 6 on the fastball. And we still don't know at whom he was yelling. But since that little yelling episode, he's fanned 8 of 10.
He's been winning basically every start lately, looking for his 6th in a row. If he gets this one probably mean as much or more to him than the other 5, just with his family here, his friends here. And he was pretty special down the stretch in this one.
3-2 ground ball. That's going to go through the middle. So a base hit into center, and Ozuna, who continues to be red hot, has his 2nd hit of this game. Rays and the Yankees tomorrow. Here's what's coming up on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Chris Archer on the hill. We'll be hearing from him, and Doug and Orestes will break down the career of Carlos Beltran. Tanaka and Archer tomorrow. Moore and Pineda on Saturday afternoon. And Sunday, Jake Odorizzi goes back to the hill. Runner at first with nobody out. JT Realmuto is the hitter. He's 0 for 3 today, taking a fastball away. chop foul. 1-1. Dustin McGowan, the veteran right-hander, has joined Phelps down in the bullpen. McGowan on the left side of your screen. To first, back in goes Ozuna.
Marlins are looking forward to getting Mike Dunn back on a rehab assignment. They could use a lefty option out of the bullpen.
Ground ball, that's headed up the middle. Ozuna's going to go to third, first and third. So 3 hits allowed by Garten. 2 coming here to open the 8th.
Watch Ozuna here, really a challenge. Doesn't even draw the throw. That was an aggressive base running move. Marcell Ozuna doing a little bit of everything in this 4-game set.
It's already a 5-1 game. The Rays have just 2 shots left, and another threat by Miami. It's low and it's blocked by Casale. Gillespie walked and scored back in the 3rd. He came home on the home run by Chris Johnson. Infield up. There goes the runner off first. The pitch line toward the right field corner. That will one-hop the wall and skip over the wall. Ozuna will score. Realmuto must stop at third base. He had approached the plate and will go back on the double by Gillespie. And Gillespie makes it a 6-1 game.
I don't think I've ever seen a ground rule double that lodged into the wall like that. This ball hit well. Souza had no chance on it. Similar swing that we saw with Gillespie yesterday with the game-winning RBI. And then right underneath the padding and the fence, it lodges there. I don't think I've seen that before. Souza went to go get the ball, but ground rule double that actually got stuck.
So 3 consecutive hits to begin the 8th. Chris Johnson takes it inside. No ball, no strikes. Johnson's home run in the 3rd is 2nd of the year. Chop foul, 1-1.
That extra run for the Marlins gave David Phelps the seat. 5-1 game. Phelps might have come in. Now that it's 6-1, he is backed off, and McGowan's the lone guy throwing in the Marlins bullpen. And you see Phelps just kind of glove off, chilling out.
Two balls and a strike. So Garten touched for a run in the 8th at a scoreless 7th. Take the count to 2-2. Johnson missing the curveball. And he went with it again. Curveball low. Johnson took the pitch and the count is full. Marlins have turned Ozuna's leadoff single into a run. The 3-2 to Johnson. Foul, out of play. See another one. Fastball around 90, 91.
Rays would love to see Garton. You mentioned how he had been extended as a long reliever at times at Durham. They would love to see Garton get through 9 innings today so they don't have to use anybody else in the bullpen.
Line drive, base hit through the drawn-in infield. Realmuto scores. Gillespie goes to third. The Marlins make it 7-1. First and third with nobody out. That's the 3rd run batted in of this game for Chris Johnson, equaling his season's total.
That's the danger of the drawn-in infield. Ray's trying to cut off a run. If the infield's back, that's a bullet, but it's probably handled by Brad Miller. Instead, Ray's still looking for their first out of the inning.
Jim Hickey directs the conversation on the mound. College baseball fans, make sure to tune in tonight at 7 p.m. for the ACC Baseball Championships. 2nd round of pool play. As the #1 seed University of Miami Hurricanes facing the NC State Wolfpack. Tune in to Fox Sports Florida for all the action.
Speaking of college baseball, Chuck Fernandez, who was a Marlins pitching coach, prior to that at USF as the pitching coach. Jose Fernandez was thinking about going to USF coming out of high school. Chuck went and saw him pitch in a game for Alonso. Stayed for 1 inning. Called Lelo Prado and said, "This kid's not pitching in college." Thanks. We tried, but he's got no chance of pitching in college. He is going straight pro.
Here's Derek Dietrich. He has a double on the day and a run scored. One 1-0. Everybody in this lineup for the Marlins with a hit, with the exception of the #9 spot. The catcher Jeff Mathis 0 for 3. Dietrich fouls it. Echeverria, the leadoff man, has a home run and a single. Prado with the base hit. Couple of hits for Ozuna. Realmuto had the hit here in the 8th inning. He has scored. Gillespie with a double in this inning. Chris Johnson with a homer and a double. Dietrich has a double. Fouls it back, and the count is 1-2. Rojas, who is on deck, singled in a run and scored in the 2nd inning. 7 runs, 11 hits for Miami. It's wide. 2-2. Garton still trying to get the first out here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, been a frustrating inning for him. Was able to get through the 7th, allowed a hit in that inning, but middle of the lineup really getting to Ryan in this inning.
Up the left side, slicing out of play. One hop and into the stands. So the count's still 2-2.
So it was after the game on Tuesday. Rays played the day game in Miami to wrap up that series at Marlins Park, and then at Durham, after Garton's game, called into the clubhouse. Jared Sandberg, Kyle Snyder talking to him. Said, "I want to talk to you a little bit about pitching."
Into center field, coming in is Geyer, but it's going to drop. He tried to deke Gillespie as long as he could. Gillespie scores as that ball falls in to make it a 3-run inning and an 8-1 game.
So Garton gives up another run. This one not hit very hard by Dietrich, but it finds the perfect place in shallow center field. So Garten and Snyder and Sandberg in the manager's clubhouse in Durham, and Jared offers him a beer, and Garten said, well, that's probably not the right thing to do because usually we only have a beer if we win. It doesn't count. Bulls had lost that game. But they said, you're going to the big leagues. And for Garten, he said it was like a dream come true. He's not even sure if this is still reality, he said when he got to the ballpark here on Wednesday.
Been touched for 3 in the 8th. Ryan Webb's up in the bullpen for the Rays. And Miguel Rojas takes a high fastball. Rojas, the first man Garten faced. That was in the 7th, and he got him on a ground ball to short. Ground ball third. Motter to Pierce 1. First base 2. 5-4-3. They get the double play with Johnson taking third. Well, the ground ball been on base. Comes in handy here on the double play.
Yeah, Rays needed that in the worst way. Pierce in the middle of that turn.
Chris Johnson at third. Jeff Mathis at the plate. Pitch is down.
Mathis saw 0 for 3, but he did a real nice job with Fernandez today. A lot of times Real Muto will catch Jose.
It's a line drive caught by Miller at short to retire the side. Marlins add 3, 8-1.
Winning number in today's Rays 50-50.
Rays have seen the last of Jose Fernandez out after 7 innings. 111 pitches, and after that little fracas there when he was demonstrative in whatever he had to say to whomever he had to say it, he proceeded to strike out 8 of the next 10, and he finishes this game with 12 strikeouts. 13th time he's been 10+ strikeouts in his young career. So 7 innings, 6 hits, a run. Just 1 walk, gave up a home run, and struck out 12, and gives way to Dustin McGowan, veteran right-hander, facing Brad Miller. First pitch is upstairs. McGowan making his 12th appearance. He pitched an inning in Tuesday's game, picked up 2 strikeouts. 2-0. A 3-0 count to Brad Miller. McGowan still plenty of velocity. That last pitch in the mid-90s. And ball 4. So he gives up a 4-pitch walk to Brad Miller. Today's game broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to U.S. Armed Forces serving around the world on land and on ships at seas. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your service. Evan Longoria takes a strike.
You know, we thought the Rays might be catching a break facing the Marlins in this series without the services of Yelich and Stanton. So you might have caught them at the right time in that case, but they caught Jose Fernandez at the wrong time, the way he's been going. His last 4 starts has a 1 ERA and averaging more than 10 strikeouts a game in those 4.
And the Marlins position to win 3 out of 4 here. This 2-2 set. They hold a 7-run lead right now. It's a ball and 2 strikes. McGowan had been in New Orleans. This is his second stint with the Marlins. Fly ball, short left. Dietrich coming in. Retires Longoria. Back to first goes Miller.
Number 28, the second baseman, Steve Pearce.
Now Steve Pearce, who is 0 for 3, including a strikeout. He was out swinging at a Jose Fernandez curveball. The fastball. There's plenty on it. 96 right there. It's outside, 1-1. 1 on, 1 out. Pierce the hitter. Souza Jr. due next. Mikey Matuk is on deck. Pierce missed that fastball. It's 1-2. A 2-2 count. Jose Fernandez today, very impressive. 111 pitches in the 7 innings he worked. 12 strikeouts, 6 on fastballs, 6 on curveballs. Pierce is out on strikes. A slider gets him. 2 gone in the 8th. Rays open a weekend series. Tomorrow night, we'll be with you on Fox Sports Sun at 6:30 to begin our coverage. Chris Archer, 3-1 over his last 6 starts. Trying to turn things around for the Rays. Masahiro Tanaka will pitch for New York tomorrow. Pinch hitter here, our pinch-a-penny pinch hitter, Mikey Matuk, hitting in the place of Steven Souza Jr. So 2. Much doing from the offensive side for the Rays. A couple of walks, 6 hits and a run. Matuk chased that pitch down to first to complete the strikeout. We're headed into the 9th. 8-1.
Stay tuned for the hijinks and hilarity that is the Rays Live postgame show, brought to you by Checkers. I'll be in the left field porch alongside Orestes Estrada. Stay tuned because Emily Austin will be in the clubhouse. We're going to try to get to the bottom of that chirping match that Jose Fernandez had with somebody or some people inside the Rays dugout. That's about the only mystery that we have to solve. Rays Live Postgame brought to you by Checkers, coming up right after this contest, guys.
Yeah, the Rays were not able to solve Jose Fernandez today. He was excellent. Mikey Matuk stays on to play right field. Ryan Webb on to pitch for the Rays, making his 17th appearance. Comes in with a 287 earned run mark, facing the top of the order, Adeiny Echeverria. First pitch starts him with a slider and misses, 1-0. Two and nothing. Webb on for the last three hitters of the game last night. There's a strike.
That's the changeup, and that's the pitch Kevin Cash mentioned that's really been working for Webb the last couple of appearances. Had that brilliant 3-inning outing in Detroit, and then pitched 2/3 of an inning last night. That changeup's really been in play.
Yeah, he struck out Chris Johnson on a 3-2 changeup. Gets a strike here on Echeverria to take the count to 2-2. He had one strikeout in the 2/3 of an inning he worked last night. That was on the changeup to Johnson. A 2-2 count on Echeverria. Prado will be next. Ozuna due to hit third in the inning. Ooh, a foul ball off his foot. Echeverria has a seat. So he'll wait for that to subside a bit.
It's the changeup, and it was diving down and in, and that front foot takes a beating with that swing. Watch the arch of the left foot. Ooh, almost on the heel.
Yeah, the pitch heading in that direction, and Echeverria, by making contact, hastened it right to his foot. Line drive, base hit. Into left it goes. So he singles off the changeup. That's his third hit of this game. Sunday, FS1 UFC Fight Night returns as two unstoppable, undefeated bantamweights collide when Thomas Almeida takes on Cody Garbrandt, plus former champion Heenan Baroa faces the dangerous knockout power of Jeremy Stevens. It all happens Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, only on FS1. Or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Team Prado. There's a strike. Well, the Marlins are trying to go 3 games over 500. And unless the course of this game drastically changes in the short amount of time left, the Rays will drop to 3 under. One and one to count.
3 under. You can really point your finger at the play here at Tropicana Field. The Rays haven't had a winning homestand yet this year. They pretty much had 500 homestands the whole year. They were within a pitch of beating the A's in that 3-game series, and that would have been a winning homestand because they were the only team in town on that little stretch. But can't really play 500 on the road. No problem. Play 500 or less at home. That's where you get some issues.
Yeah, the Rays came into this game 10-12 at home and 11-11 on the road. Into left field, Dickerson will go back to make the catch on this one at the track. retreats to first base.
And a lot of the reason you can point to is it seems like the bats really come alive when the team travels and they just don't score at that same clip in their home stadium.
Yeah, you wonder about that. You know, I mean, this park does skew to the pitcher a bit. There's no question about that. But the drop-off is way more significant than the skewing of the ballpark. Ozuna takes a look at a pitch down.
Go up to a dome in Canada and put up 31 in 3 games. They can't score in the dome in St. Pete as well.
Nice play down there by Lenny Harris, the third base coach.
Still got the hands, hearing it from the dugout. Great guy, Lenny Harris. May have hurt that right hand a little bit. He's a veteran, though. You don't show the pain right away.
There's a great video on the board of those spectacular plays, and they had one of him as a player just head first into the dugout making the catch. The strike on the corner, 1-2. Ground ball, just fouled outside of third. One on, one out in the ninth.
We mentioned earlier, in a perfect world, the Rays would have liked Ryan Garten to get through the 3 innings. He ended up pitching 2, and then Ryan Webb came in this inning. And one thing you don't want to do is overtax any of the guys you may want for that Yankee series, so Dana Evelyn starts to throw.
There's a cut and a miss, and Ozuna's out on strikes. So 2 gone in the ninth.
Well, the Rays finally got this guy. And it was a changeup. It was a good one. Look at that sink. That was not a frequent sight to get Ozuna in this series.
Well, he had 2 hits today. He had 2 hits and a walk last night. He had 2 hits and a walk Tuesday. Pitch to Realmuto is inside for a ball. And Ozuna had 3 hits, including a home run on Monday. Pretty good series.
He will be sad that this 4-game series is over. Yeah, he's a special kind of player, and I think, you know, we'll see how the season progresses, but what he has shown early in this season, he could be poised with Mike Stanton in that, or Giancarlo Stanton in that middle of that lineup. He could be poised for a big year. I mean, with that kind of protection in the lineup and the way he's been hitting the ball, you can see he's just enjoying the game right now.
Well, if you're a young player, especially if you're a hitter, you go stand by Don Mattingly and talk hitting right on the railing. He's your manager.
You mentioned the weight loss in the offseason, also the zone. He's really dialed in that zone a lot better, and instead of Ozuna chasing pitches, he is getting hitters' pitches to swing at and making the most of it. But yeah, that's a great source right there. I mean, that guy and their hitting coach, Barry Bonds, that's a lot of knowledge to go around.
We'll take the count to 2-2 on Realmuto. You can't find a nicer guy and a better example than Mattingly. In fact, as a player, he had back issues and probably worked to the point of diminishing returns, trying to make sure that he was ready and could stay strong. So there's a lot to respect about him and just the example that he brings from his playing days. And not a lot of ego there either. I mean, that's the other thing about him. I mean, it's an ego-driven world sometimes, and you get enough of that. And with Mattingly, it's just class and hard work and great knowledge. Ground ball up the middle. Echeverria moves to second. Second hit for the DH Remuto today. And the Marlins continue to pick up hits.
We mentioned Logan Morrison playing against his former team and seeing some guys he's familiar with. Same for Ryan Webb. Webb, the former Marlin, played in Miami the same year as Lomo was there. So seeing a lot of familiar faces in this series.
Gillespie double in a run in the 8th inning. Marlins have 14 hits in this game and 8 runs. 1 strike to count. Inside 1-1. Up the middle it goes, into center. Echeverria heads to the plate. He will score. Another runner goes to third. Gillespie driving in his second run in the last 2 innings. And the Marlins build a 9-1 lead.
Well, the frustration for Ryan Webb, he was really frustrated after the Real Muto 2-strike hit. That pitch was a little bit up, and that will be the last batter Ryan faces here in the 9th, as he's already at 26 pitches.
And the call goes to the lefty. In the top of the 9th inning. Chris Archer alongside Jake Odorizzi there on the railing. And it will be Archer to open the series against the Yankees tomorrow night. Against Tanaka, our coverage begins at 6:30. Dana Evelyn on. And this pitch down and in to Chris Johnson. Johnson 2 for 4. Evelyn worked last night. 1-1, so much for resting a large part of this bullpen.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to go 26 pitches with Ryan Webb and now Dana Evelyn for the second consecutive night. Evelyn struck out a couple of batters last night, Ichiro and Justin Bohr. It's obviously not a matchup for Kevin Cash, just a matter of getting Ryan out of the game with those 26 pitches already.
Well, they've been able to stay away from Ramirez, Colomé. Did he go? He did not, and the count is 2-2. They didn't use Romero last night or today. Two-2 the count. A run home, minute first and third. That's a cut to miss. Johnson strikes out. We go to the bottom of the 9th, 9-1. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Jose Fernandez worked 7 innings, struck out 12. Gave up 1 run on a home run to Brandon Guyer. And his teammates have supported him with 9 runs and 15 hits. Justin McGowan followed Fernandez to the mound, and now right-hander out of Purdue, Nick Whitgren, comes on.
5th game, 3rd different stint with the Marlins for Whitgren, just back from New Orleans today as Brian Morris was placed on the 15-day DL. Whitgren exclusively a reliever, as you mentioned, at Purdue and all the way through the minor leagues.
Logan Morrison takes the ball. Morrison, Dickerson will be next, and then Motter. High fly ball, not all that deep to center. Ozuna is there to catch it. And 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Marlins 2 outs away from taking 3 of 4 from the Rays in the Citrus Series. Here's Corey Dickerson. Well, if the Rays are to see any positives from this game, it might be Dickerson with a couple of singles, 2 for 3, and a pretty good approach at the plate.
Left field, left center. Really good swings against Fernandez. Probably as good as anybody in the lineup today.
And a base hit up the middle. He singles on the first pitch fastball. It was 3 for 4. So the Rays with 7 hits. He has 3 of them.
Well, it seems like his best games this year have come when he's played the outfield and left field today, and 3 more hits and 4 at bats. That's still an adjustment for a player who's never DH'd before, getting used to that role. But good to see the ball sprayed all over the field for Corey today, too.
Taylor Motter 0 for 2 with a walk. Runner takes off. And Dickerson on indifference moves into second. Pitch was a fastball to Motter for strike 1. The biggest opportunity the Rays had, they had the bases loaded, but with 2 outs in the 4th. All of that developed with 2 outs. There's a strike. And it was after they left the bases loaded that the Marlins really took charge. They led 5-1 at that point. They've tacked on 3 in the 8th and 1 in the 9th. Motter down 0-2.
You know, during the last couple of innings when the odds have been long that the Rays were going to make this comeback, there has been one section that has been overly enthusiastic and basically chanting "Let's go Rays" the entire time. So we have found the group that is the biggest diehard group in the stadium, and that's the kids out in 141. They have been into it.
And there's strike 3 call. Motter caught looking. 15 strikeouts.
Your attention, please.
And 2 gone here in the 9th. Hank Conger's now got a hit for Kurt Casale. Fernandez had 12 strikeouts. McGowan had a pair, and now 1 for Whitgren. Conger swings through that pitch, strike 1. And he takes that one for a strike. Fernandez on the verge of going to 7-2. Popped up, foul ball, third base side, digging hard. Prado can't get there. Well, that's some effort right there.
See, he loves the game. He's having a good time with his teammates over there. Not only 7-2, but the 6 straight starts. He's never done that in his career. That is a pretty impressive role he has been on.
Fouls it back. Smyly would drop to 2-6. Down and in. Popping away, and over to third goes Dickerson. And the slider getting away. A ball, 2 strikes. It's going to be ruled a wild pitch. Conger out on strikes to end this one. A couple strikeouts for Whitker, 16 strikeouts for Marlins pitching for the Rays in the ninth. No runs, a hit, and a man left. So the Rays dropped this one 9-1. 9-15-0 for the Marlins. 1-7-1 for the Rays. Fernandez the winner. Smyly the loser. And the Marlins take 3 of 4 in this Citrus Series. For Todd Callis, Dwayne Stats. Hope you enjoyed the telecast, if not the outcome. Rays take on the Yankees tomorrow night. Our coverage begins at 6:30. Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers, comes your way next.